I resist the thought that what I am is all I will ever be. I resist the thought that the stake you had in me claimed and killed my future. I resist the bread of lies you force fed me and spew the crusts back at you. I resist the bubblegum label you expect me to chew until the flavor fades and I become as stiff and bland as you want me to be. I resist the temptation, and it is strong, to surrender my lifeblood so you can take another drink. And then, just like that, the tree bends down to pay homage to the earth as the tide rolls over and christens. And I find myself no longer resisting you, but persisting in me. So roll on, Thunderball. Clap somewhere else. The direction of the rain has changed. This piece didn't come from denial of anger. It came from understanding it. There was a time when anger was the only thing I had that kept me afloat. Not rage for the sake of destruction, but the kind of anger that says something here matters. When you're coming from a place where your voice has been quieted, where meaning has been assigned to you instead of discovered, anger can be the first emotion that reconnects you to yourself. It has weight, it has heat. It says, I am here. For a long time, that was enough. Resistance kept me connected to myself because I didn't yet know another way. Pushing back gave me shape. It gave me edges. It gave me proof that something inside me had not disappeared. And that matters. We talk a lot about letting go as if every earlier state was failure, as if anger is always something to immediately transcend, as if resistance means you're stuck. But sometimes resistance is the rung you need to climb out of collapse. Sometimes it's the only thing that keeps you from disappearing. So no, anger wasn't wrong. Resistance wasn't a flaw. They had their place, but they were never meant to be permanent homes. Because resistance, even when it saves you, it still organizes your energy around what you're pushing against. It still asks you to stay oriented outward, still requires your attention. And eventually, if you stay there too long, it begins to cost more than it gives. The shift this poem is naming isn't rejection of that earlier self, it's capacity. The moment you're strong enough to see another way, a quieter way, a way more befitting of who you are at your core, not who you became in response to pressure, but who you were before it. There is a sacred inward space that exists beneath every role we've played to survive, beneath every emotion that kept us upright when nothing else could. That space doesn't invalidate anger, it simply doesn't need it anymore. And when you lean into that, when you accept that this inner continuity was always there, resistance no longer needs to claim any part of your time. Not because the world has softened, not because the pressure disappeared, but because your identity is no longer shaped in reaction. This is where persistence replaces resistance. Persistence in self, persistence in meaning that doesn't require approval, persistence in knowing who you are without needing to defend it. And this isn't exclusive to me. It's true for all of us because that persistence exists between everything that was piled on top of us. There is a point in every life where the tools that saved us become too heavy to carry forward, where anger gives way to steadiness, where resistance gives way to rootedness. Not because those emotions were wrong, but because we've learned from them. And from that place, nothing needs to be proven. The storm doesn't need to be challenged. The labels don't need to be dismantled. You're simply standing somewhere else now. The direction of the rain has changed.